Ladies and gentlemen, for our Halloween special, today we're making pumpkin pie. First things first, you want to get yourself a couple of pumpkins. These are sweet pumpkins, specifically for pumpkin pie. We want to take off the top of it. There we go.
Take the life out of these pumpkins next. Make sure nothing's left. Take a little Crisco. Little skadoosh. Little. Lather them up. Yup. Nice and lathered. Crank that bad boy to 375. We're going to leave him in there for an hour. Oh, it's hot. So, 2 cups of flour, all purpose. 2 teaspoons of salt. Cold butter. 2/3 of a cup. You get all that in there. And you want it to be cold so it develops these little pockets and it gets nice and flaky. Crush the butter with the fork. If you get impatient, just go in there with your hands. Slowly, you're just going to incorporate water until it barely comes together. And I mean barely. The goal here is to use as little water as possible. Really try to make sure that it's incorporated. Then you're going to turn this onto your work surface for just a few folds.
So we're going to put the dough ball in the fridge for about 20 minutes.
Take this bad boy out of its protective casing, and you're going to roll this out probably around 1/2 centimeter thick. It's going to look like it's falling apart, but that's okay. You want that.
So once you get your crust all rolled out, you're going to take a 10-inch pie pan and you're going to grease it up and then just lay the crust right in there and cut off any excess. After about an hour, your pumpkins will be done cooking. You can grab them out of the oven.
Wow, look at those. Up next, the par bake. No pie weights, no problem. Get these dried beans of any variety, little parchment paper. Preheat your oven to 350. Make sure they're nice and weighed down. That's hot. The oven is hot. 12 minutes.
While your crusts are in the oven, we're going to peel the pumpkins that we took out. You're just going to start taking off all the skin and then mash them up in a bowl. Once you got your pumpkin all peeled and in the bowl, we're just going to add about 1/3 of this carton of Half&Half. That's going to be about 200 milliliters or so. Then we're also going to add 2 eggs. To this concoction, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon, 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. You're also going to add 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now, if your consistency is just a little bit too thick, it's alright. You can go ahead and strain it, get rid of some of those clumps. Now, after straining out the liquid, we've decided that using a food processor probably would have been easier. Little tip for you. Now, what you're going to do with the liquid is just put it in your crust that's already been baked. It's going to be very nice. It's going to be beautiful. There we Carefully put it in. Try to fill up the crust. We're gonna smooth it out a bit. Just a little bit. We're just gonna.
Oh, dude. Oh, that's so cursed. The pumpkin fucking pulp.
Just gonna take the remains here. Bam.
Oh, that's terrible. It's gonna be so bad.
Alright, we're just gonna fill this up real nice with the remains of our straining. You know. What do you do with this one when it's done cooking? You give it to someone you really dislike. You give that to somebody and you say, here you go, buddy. You're just gonna lose a friend. That's how it works. By the way, that's yours. Now we're gonna put this in for about an hour. Or until it's solid. Which should be about an hour.
About after 50 minutes to an hour, pie's gonna be done. Let's take a look. Ooh. Not bad.